I initially thought that these were just fancy. Turns out that they are no slouch on the pavement too.
So this is the second time that I'm running with these shoes, and they've been a real big surprise for me. Whatever they use here works. These are very responsive, very nice cushion, and very good response. I'm getting a nice whip, so picking up the pace of these shoes easy.
Hello runners, Dr. CY here once again. You are both certified medical doctor and a serious running enthusiast, combining science and experience to give you the best running shoe reviews. Today we are breaking down the Cloudrunner 2, a shoe that on the surface looks just like a classy regular streetwear, but surprised the heck out of me when I hit the road. But then, is it worth its premium price tag? If you look at this, you will see that these shoes have already been beat up. I've used it a lot, both for streetwear and also for a lot of running. So let's go ahead and see what I found out when I tested them. Now, as a doctor, I always emphasize on a shoe's fit and protection, which is important in injury prevention. No matter how good a running shoe is, if it doesn't keep my legs fit and healthy to run into my 70s, 80s, and 90s, then the shoe is not doing a good job. That's why we wear the shoes in the first place, so that they can keep us running for longer. So this is an aspect of shoe reviews that I always emphasize on. But first of all, let's talk about these shoes fit. How do these shoes fit? They fit true to size. Even those with wide feet are going to find this one very roomy. In the forefoot, it is also very wide. Ample room for the toes to splay naturally. You can see the shoe has a wide platform both on the heel area and in the forefoot. Even in the middle here, where most shoes are narrow, this is all wide. Get your regular size, you'll be good to go. This is my usual size, US 11, and they fit perfectly. Now, talking about injury prevention, each white toe box is fantastic for those with wider feet or those prone to bunions and hammer toes. It gives your toes room to splay naturally, reducing pressure points and risk of discomfort on longer runs. But it shouldn't be too wide also, because when it's too wide, the toes kind of wobble inside, move around, and can also result in bruising. The Cloudrunner 2, however, strikes a nice balance in this regard. And what about the underfoot feel? Well, if you are looking at it from the sides, it looks kind of low profile. And it is low profile indeed, with good ground feel. The actual stack of these shoes is not on their website. I searched for it, I didn't find it on the website. But I searched elsewhere on the web, and so many people that took measurements were also giving 35 millimeters. Some are quoting 31. But usually I did what I usually do. I compare the known to the unknown. I put this on one foot and put the Adizero SL2 on the other foot, which from the Adidas website has 36 millimeters of stack, and the Adizero SL2 was actually quite higher than this. So I think this should be in the range of 34, 33 millimeters, and it has a 10 millimeter heel to toe drop. So that's kind of low based on today's standards. However, it's got superb cushioning. Cushioning in a shoe does not just depend on the height. It depends on the characteristics of the foam material. It's listed on their website as medium level cushioning, but this is a little above medium cushioning, because I was able to land on my heel here very comfortably. At any pace, they were able to cushion my rides very nicely. One thing we need to know, cushion is not just about comfort. It's more about reducing the impact and stress on your joints and bones, which helps you stay injury-free and reduces the rates of age or activity-related joint degeneration. That extra cushioning can make a big difference in preventing overuse injuries such as shin splints or runner's knee. This shoe here has very nice cushion, and I was surprised at the pop they were able to offer at toe off. This is achieved by two things. If we look at here, we see that there are actually two layers of foam. You see the helium foam in the hind foot of the shoe in contact with the ground, and this is the one that offers a lot of the cushion that you get from these shoes. And then the upper part, you see the Cloud Tech, and it is more in the forefoot. That is what gives you the pop as you take off. So that's a good job, if you look at it. That also demonstrates the flexibility of these shoes, which also allows your feet in part to also move naturally. These are some of the things that you also want. Sometimes we want a stiff shoe to help us run faster. Sometimes we also want a flexible shoe, especially when you want to do some easier pace runs, a shoe that allows natural foot movement, to also get your joints and muscles of your foot activated. So together, these two foams here give a nice mix of cushion and good response. The 10mm drop is great for heel strikers as it gives you that forward roll that you need to just keep running. Now let's talk stability. The Cloudrunner 2 shines here. If you look at it, it's got a very wide base, like I mentioned earlier, low profile and mildly improved medial support. You also notice the TPU heel clip here to also stabilize the hind foot. You see the way it's arranged here so that it cups the heel and hind foot to also modulate its motion as you land and transition to toe off. All these work together to provide a secure platform that's good for runners who overpronate or need some extra support. But even for neutral runners like us, I also appreciated that medial support. You know, when you run in a shoe that has a good stability and a shoe that kind of tilts medially, you will notice the difference. Now, many people don't even understand the importance of stability. You can actually run very well in a shoe that is unstable. I have one shoe that is very unstable, but I always like to run on that shoe when I want to run some fast distances because of how good that shoe is here in that regard. But the reason why you don't want to run in a shoe that is unstable for a very long time is because unstable shoes kind of cause your feet to roll excessively medially. And that is what gives abnormal stress to the joints of the ankles, the knees, and the hips. And over a long time, they predispose to more running related injuries. So stability is crucial for maintaining proper alignment and reducing strain on your knees and hips. And the upper is also soft, you know, it has a very nice inner sock liner that feels nice around the feet. Ample padding on the tongue gives you a very nice comfort under the laces. And there's a moderate padding on the collar and heel counter here to also give support and comfort around the ankle. And now the performance, which is another very important aspect of running shoes. That's why we buy the shoes in the first place, to protect us from injuries and help us run better. So how did this perform on the road?
I'm getting a nice whip, so picking up the pace in these shoes is I can effortlessly do a very tempo run in this, and I can even touch up the pace a little, you know. Real big surprise for me. Never expected it, you know. I've been looking at On like some kind of fancy shoes, but this works, guys.
For me, this delivered a well-cushioned feel and a surprisingly good energy return. Every stride felt springy. And even better is the stable ride that it gives too. On the scale, it weighs 306 grams in men's US size 11. That is not a super lightweight shoe, but it is also not a super heavy shoe. You know, it is somewhere down in the middle. It is within the average range of running shoes at this size, but they do not feel heavy on the feet at all. I guess the springiness of this foam also helps. So overall, what you get is a comfortable, smooth, and very responsive ride. I initially thought that these were just fancy. Turns out that they are no slouch on the pavement too. And they are also kind of a little versatile. You know, you can do several kinds of runs in this. The cushion is enough for very easy paces, and the response is also good for faster efforts, you know, but not out and out speed runs there. Also, if you look at it, this is not just a running shoe. You know, it is also a nice eye-catching shoe and comfortable enough for all day wear. Easy to sleep on, nice underfoot feel, wide toe box. You can stand on this all day. You know, good for those looking for something stylish yet supportive for extended standing and walking. You want to take them around to the gym also, of course. They also make a nice gym shoe. So after all that, what are the negatives? Well, the first one for me is the price. This is listed for $150. At that price is super competitive, you know, with other brands, Nike, Adidas. You can get something that is as good as this for a lesser price, you know, between $130 or thereabouts. So for me, I think they are a little pricey, you know, but that is On for you. You know, On shoes are expensive. I think they are trying to create a kind of upper scale brand or something, because I go through their list, I don't see budget shoes. Nike, Adidas all have shoes for you can get for $80-$50. I have not seen an On shoe that is less than $120-$130. The second thing that wasn't so great is breathability, especially those of us running in hot environment here in the Middle East. Is not big on breathability at all. I think all the padding in the upper here, all these things that give the comfort to the upper, they are also restricting the breathability to these shoes. And lastly, I think they can do with some loss of weight. At 306, 305 grams, they are not the heaviest shoes out there, but they are also not the lightest. If they can shed weight a little, that will also be a big thumbs up to this brand. So finally, the last question, is the Cloudrunner 2 worth the extra money? Here's the bottom line. If you are willing to invest, you are getting a shoe that combines style, comfort, stability, and a good running experience. But if you care about your budget and how you spend your money on running shoes, you can find some more cost-effective options out there. So that's it for these shoes, guys. Thanks for watching, runners. If you found this review helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Have you tried the Cloudrunner 2? Are you planning to try them? Drop your thoughts in the comments. That keeps the conversation going and we'll keep learning from one another. Once again, thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next one.